Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Wait, do I feel my... Can't I hear my audio? What the fuck? Wait, I'm doing stuff. Wait a second. I think VTuber Studio updated on my phone and it's saying like weird stuff to me. Okay. Here I am. Hello. Sorry, today I'm a little bit low energy. Didn't have a great day. Also, Mentina is not here, so... Hi everyone. Hi guys. Hi Kevin. Hi Bobo. Hi Nino. Hi Lady. And hi to everybody else. How are you guys doing? Hope that you're doing better than me. Hello Frog. Well, I didn't really have a fight, but I've heard my mom saying some nasty things about me, so that kinda ruined my mood for today. Hello Dima. So how are you all doing? Oh, I need to tell people that I'm alive. Oh, nice. Vacation time. Wish I could go vacation this year, but everything costs too much. The cost of life for vacation. It's like, bruh, how am I gonna pay for that? Okay, tonight I think I'll just talk and read something because I don't really have the energy to do anything else, and I do apologize in advance for that. So you'll have a more of a chill, I guess, stream. Copy and pasting on a couple of things. Okay. Hello Kitsune. Oh yeah, it scared me. Oh no. But they're blue like the ocean. Hello guys. Yeah, it's rather hot today too. Less than, at least I assume, less than yesterday. I'm doing pretty fine. I'm basically streaming in my underwear because it's too hot to wear clothes. But you'll never see it. It's cute though. Like I got some sport bras specifically to wear during summer because I usually don't wear bras, but it was too hot and I couldn't just go around the house half naked. So I got like 3 sports bra, and the one I'm wearing now is pink with some flowers on it, and it's very cute. It's like a sort of crop top, honestly, or like a pajama, maybe a pajama, honestly, for all I know. So I'm just gonna make a ball because I'm curious, but okay, here's a ball where you can vote because I don't know what to read. I wish I could keep my fan on, but unfortunately, you'd hear the so it would be kind of annoying, I believe. Without the kind of, I think it would be just annoying. Extremely annoying. So, what do you say? What do we do tonight? Also, how are you doing? My back hurts a little bit. Generally speaking, today is not the best day. Summer is like killing me also. Nah, the problem is that it will be too loud. Like you can literally hear when I click something. See? You can hear a lot of things. Hello, Mama. How are you doing? Can let me play a keyboard game. It's a browser game where I use my keyboard, so I can do some keyboard noises. Hello, Karu. How are you? Oh, by the way, guys, I wanted to ask for your opinion, but ciao, Mentina. Cat. I'll ask for your opinion as soon as she said so. Hello, Lunar. Kissing my little cat, my kitty. Okay, so can you guys check my throne for a second and tell me if the thing for putting my feet on that I put in my throne is like worth it or not? Because I need to have like a sort of stand to put my feet on because I don't touch the ground normally, but I don't know which one should I get, so like I added one to my throne and then I could ask for opinions on that. Hi Sakar and Baringoyan, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Bank Parking. How are you? Mentina, why are you biting me? Sorry, my cat wants to play. Yeah. Not to use the PC, but I can't, like, I have a poor posture because I don't know. Mentina, basta. Mentina. Because I don't know where to, put my feet. So I usually, sit in a weird position. Mentina. Basta. in a weird position on my desk, and that's why it's not very healthy for my back. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid my cat biting. No, what's that, Gamba? Kitsune, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, the notification broke. Oh. Thank you so much for the sub. Enjoy the kitty mods. Okay, cat took her leave, so now I'm free. I don't know how to do that, Isokar, I'm sorry. I don't keep a lot of both commands activated, cause I don't know, like, most of them I don't know what they do. Yeah, I would love to have some blood. Asahi Winnie. It's FX Rest. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. Do you think it's okay to summon people? Yes, I do. I do. If they ask me to do that, why shouldn't I do? Why shouldn't I do that? You know, like, it would be rude to refuse. They're the one asking and I'm just complying. Oh, also I see that you guys want the r/no sleep tonight. Frog, you're such a good blood bag. Thank you so much for feeding your queen. I really wanted a good snack. Very tasty. I love the taste of your blood. Thank you for keeping your queen feeded enough. Thank you for making sure that I am drinking enough blood. Mwah. Oh, well, planning to see your redeem. Kitsune, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Let's go. Thank you. And Bumble, you are also very good blood bag. Always making sure that you give me some of your blood. Your daily donations are very much appreciated. Mwah. I know I am a vampire. Hello, clown. So yeah, let's go back to the important thing. Okay, it's like the first thing in my throat. Like, does it look comfy to you? Like, do you think I should get one that has like it's a little bit less plastic and more like soft cover? Because like the other ones that I was looking at were like cylinder shaped. Oh, it's the second thing. There was like another one that was like a bit different, but I didn't like. I don't know if it's better or worse. Wait, I'll quickly audit so you can tell me. I'll probably also remove it. Like, I just want an opinion. The other thing, taking my feet down. There it is. Again, I don't know if you refresh the wishlist, you should see also the other one. And I want to know which one would you guys buy? Okay, like which one seems the most comfy? Suppose things are not comfy, your feet keep sliding. You're supposed to go. Oh, So like, do you think the other one that I put, the one that Juano, Juan or one. Oh, perfect. Then I'll just keep it and I'll remove the other. Because you know, the plastic one I kinda liked it because like it could regulate the heat. But I was afraid that it would be like uncomfy because of the plastic. Like it's made of plastic. Okay, I'll remove it. Thank you so much for your opinion. Because I'm trying to fix my posture. I have a really bad posture. Whisper Trove, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are you? Oh, we are gonna read There's No Sleep, it seems. Yeah, before becoming a shrimp. I already kinda am. Like, the thing is, I noticed recently that my back pain became worse, and so now I'm like, oh, maybe I should like do something about it, you know. And I don't. I'm getting one of the not both. They're not called both. They're called. Wait. Google Translate will tell me. Foot rest. Yeah, you know, if I get a foot rest and actually put my feet on something, and so I can see like straight with more ease, you know, that will be bug. And I was thinking about it today, right? Because my back pain became worse, and so I was like, yeah, a foot rest seems like something that I should get. Otherwise, I'll turn into a shrimp. I feel it. Yeah. Posture is important, especially if you work on your PC a lot, like me. Like I do like 5-6 hours minimum working on like Live 2D, Clip Studio, VRoid each day, and like I sit in the barrel take breaks because I need to focus. Okay, I almost slept. I need to focus. Like I am focusing now to say focused in the right way. Yes. Football. I don't want to use it as a foot rest. Under my desk there's like a lot of dust that I should be cleaning, and I'm just too lazy to clean it. Hello Draco. How are you? Okay, let me go to there's no sleep. Oh wait, actually I think we can't read no sleep. Cause I forgot. Like if you have monetized streams, you need to like get the writer's permission. Like I knew for videos that you needed to ask them if it was okay to read them, but yeah, I think we can't. I don't think we can't. I'm trying to look for like some rules. Let me because if they're not cool with like people reading them live, I don't think we can read them live. Dang, I didn't think about this. Okay, so let's just go to creepypasta. Bit sad. Okay, next time I'll just I contact some authors. I'll skip through the stories and contact the authors so we can actually read them. Welcome, Chester, Matix, Kazima22, and Sarah Knightley. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. How are you? And yeah, I'm not doing great today, to be honest, but you know. Oh shit, my chair cover is refusing to stay on. Lectures are just an exercise. Oh yeah, I should exercise. I'll be honest with you. I should be exercising. But listen, I know my problem is that I'm very lazy. I can't find the motivation to actually exercise, you know. Also, I said the redeem, so I'll get to them. Don't worry, guys. So yeah, like I should find a routine or some sort, but I can't find the strength and the will to continue exercising. Like I don't really have an exercise routine or something like that. Welcome back, Kevin. Yeah, what did I back support to my throne earlier? Because I thought this one was another good idea, you know. Think about the meme of the bill, maybe I never saw it. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Oh, okay, let me stretch. Then I'll do the good blood bag for cat. And then I will Billy dice. I've stretched a lot today to relieve the back pain. I'll be honest, I spent like half an hour stretching on my bed. Yeah, of course, I only Billy when people ask me to. Oh, thank you for reminding me to drink. Cat, you're such a good blood bag. Thank you so much for feeding me with your delicious blood. I appreciate it. And Dice, you're a motherfucker, but not like me, because I fuck moms. I probably also fucked your mom. I think I fucked everybody's mom at this point, but you know, you're motherfucking in the bad sense of things. Like, you're a little bitch. Nobody likes you. Like, you're annoying. A 5-year-old has a better personality than you. How does that make you feel? I'm trash at Overwatch? Well, at least I'm not trash at live. Mic drop. Love you though. Yeah, a lot of blood for the Vampire Queen. As it should be. Let's have to be a blood bed for healthy people. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Saint Armor, welcome. How are you? I think I need to touch grass too. Damn. And here I am, planning to. I shivered even thinking about it. I have to go outside. Disgusting. Just about the mom. I'm a mom expert. I'm a MILF enjoyer, as you could say. Okay. Andre4618, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. How are you? Yeah? But does touching grass in a video game count? I can touch grass in Elden Ring. It's, close enough. Just one letter off. Does that count? You would be very cultured, cat. Very cultured indeed. Okay, so we got a random creepypasta story, and it's called Just One More. There's lots of 7.95 out of 10, but like, let me read the comments because last time I got 2 comments where they are crying, so I guess we'll go for it. Sleepy hands. Tonight you get a very sleepy hands. Look, I don't drink alcohol. I'm very bad at drinking, so I don't do it. I'm a responsible vampire. Touching grass constantly reduced its effectiveness of at least 69%. Oh, I see. But isn't grass a legend? Does grass exist? No, Valpo, I will never get drunk, I'm sorry. I won't never host drinking games. I won't never get drunk on or off stream. I don't like drinking too much. I've done it, tried it, hated it. Never again. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen grass in real life. Oh, that's different. Blood is very tasty. And I needed to survive and it just gave me strength. Okay, let's start the story. Just one more. Stacy Chapman pulled hard on the cold metal of the gate. The rusted iron hinges resisted, and it squealed as it moved. She winced at the sound as it cut through the quiet of the cemetery. She pulled hard again. It moved another 6 inches, but would go no further. She glanced around to ensure she hadn't attracted any unwanted company. Then checked her watch. 12 minutes until midnight. She still had time. Oh, right. Do you guys prefer whispering or soft-spoken for the reading? Just let me know. Yeah, grass is a lie. It's an absolute lie. The government made it up. The government environment is trying to make us touch grass. Can't believe it. The 3 big blue room, the one where the air conditioner is always broken, with the green prickly carpet. Yeah, I do agree. Not Pokemon because it's either whispered or soft spoken. If it's okay with you, I'd rather whisper because I am kind of out of voice today, and it's actually harder to soft speak than whisper for me as well. At least not as well. So if it's okay, I will whisper for this stream. She adjusted her glasses, tied back her long brown hair, and then slipped through the antiquated gate. The moonlight illuminated the mausoleum up ahead. The ancient structure sat with dry, dead vines engulfing it, as if unwilling to release their prize. They snaked their way around the grey weathered stone as old as the trees surrounding it. Two ornate pillars fought to hold up the stonework as it slumped with the weight of its century-long burden. She edged closer through the long grass and weeds. The pockmarked the other wall of the structure was covered in years of mold and damp. The motionless stone face that hung above the two large, black, wooden doors sneered down, warning of anyone foolish enough to try and enter. "That's me," she thought as she crept forward. Stupid, stupid, stupid. She could just make out the name above the doors, carved into worn granite block. Marcovel. She felt uneasy seeing that name. Every person in town knew it, and the legend it bore. Vincenzo Marcovelle. Also it's Italian. Okay. Vincenzo Marcovelle, the monster of Milford. He was a child killer, murdering 3 of his 4 young daughters with a hand sickle back in 1913. She heard that when the authorities stormed Vincenzo's home, they found the bloodied bodies of his children laid out on the floor, their arms crossed over their chest, with one white rose in each little hand. Vincenzo was there, clenching the blood-soaked cycle as he calmly rocked back and forth, repeating, just one more, over and over again. No, Milford, not MILFs. Come on, Volva, you're reading the story. He would never get a chance to finish his grisly task. Vincenzo's trial was quick. He was found guilty, and 2 weeks later sent to the electric chair. Stacy shivered when she pictured it. There had been one empty spot on the floor the day they took him away, empty save for a single white rose. The place meant for the 4th daughter, Mary, Stacy's great-grandmother. Mary had been away at the doctor when her mother that day, and much to Stacy's life had been spared. Stacy had discovered the relationship by accident the day before, while looking through a stack of genealogy papers spreading out on the kitchen table. A recent copy of her father's. He had traced their family tree all the way back to its origins in Europe and found the connection to the Marcovelli line. Her best friends, Cody and Trina, had a field day when she told them. "Holy shit, Stacy, you're related to the monster," Cory said, eyes wide with glee. They had met because of the Marcovelli legend. They were assigned to be partners, representation in English. She wanted it to be about music, but Cory had insisted it be about the Marcovelli family. It didn't take him long to come up with the idea of Stacy taking a midnight selfie with her great-great-grandfather. It would be so late, the creepiest family reunion ever, Cory had said. "Come on, Stacy, you have to do it." Turned out that, of course, if you're too scared, then just, "I'm not scared." Stacy snapped back. Of course she wasn't, at least not on Vincenzo's cost. She just wasn't so sure about anyone else that might be hanging around in graveyards in the middle of the night. As Stacy reached the mausoleum doors, she felt as if she were being watched. She looked around, fearful. She couldn't see much through the darkness, but the vague shapes of the gravestones and a few squat trees. She wondered if her friends had followed her. "Hello, Azar! Welcome! We're reading creepypastas tonight. This one is called Just One More." Also, let me drink. "Cory, is that you?" she asked the darkness. "Trina." She waited for a response, but the night remained still. She decided to make sure. "Hey, Cory, Trina says she wants to hook up with you, but I told her you liked boys." There was still no reaction. Satisfied that her friends weren't spying on her, she turned back to the door. "Clacky! Welcome! How are you?" "We're reading creepypastas tonight. This one is called Just One More." She cleared away a few brittle vines and then stopped as she noticed the rusted chain and padlock lying on the ground. She reached out to grasp the lock and wasn't surprised to find that it twisted freely in her hand. The cemetery was a popular spot for vagrants and drug users. She hoped there were none residents tonight. Nyungronson 5138. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. How are you? Oh, nice, Clay. Get I wouldn't say blankie because it's very hot, but get comfy, drink some water, and let me read stories to you until you fall asleep. Yeah, very sleepy people. Later, Kevin. I hope that Discord will open soon. Turning back to the doors, she gave them a push with both hands. They didn't budge, so she pressed her shoulder against them and pushed as hard as she could. The door screeched and scraped along the ground until it was open just enough for her to fit through. Leaning her head in through the opening, she was assaulted with the smell of urine and another old, musty scent she couldn't place. Gross, she said. Disgusted, she pulled her cell phone out of her back pocket and typed, "Hello, Big. Welcome. How are you? We're reading creepypastas. Welcome back, Kevin." I'm right outside the mausoleum. Can I just take a peek of the front doors? It smells totally disgusting in there. She waited a moment for Trina's response. It wasn't encouraging. "Nope. The theory is for you to take a selfie inside the mausoleum right at midnight. Say hi to Vincenzo for me." "Hello, catfish. How are you?" She typed back, "Screw you." Thought for a moment, and then noted the smiley face emoticon for good measure. She imagined at one time the family must have been wealthy to have their own burial crypt. The legend was that Vincenzo wasn't even buried there originally. Because of his crimes, he was buried in an unmarked grave somewhere upstate. Only a year later, his body was exhumed due to reported paranormal disturbances in the cemetery that contained his remains. The authorities didn't believe any of it, of course, but the burial ground started to gain cult status among spiritual thrill seekers. They would appear in droves, hoping to catch a glimpse of the monster of Milford. It was enough to convince them to move Vincenzo to the family mausoleum. Honey, me addicted. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the vampire gang, how are you? Oh, what are you gonna get, catfish? I ate at a pub yesterday with some friends and my boyfriend, and in a couple of days I'll be going to the Indian restaurant that I really like, and I'm happy with that. Stacy put her phone into flashlight mode and held it up in front of her. Then, crinkling her nose against the smell, she stuck her head through the door once more. "Hello? Is there anyone here?" she asked the darkness, with no response. "If there's any murderers in here, I felt it's fair to warn you that I'm pretty scrappy, so don't try anything, okay?" She smiled, a nervous half smile, then slipped through. For an instant, she felt something grab the bottom of her jeans shoulders, and panicked. She swung her face down and behind to hit whoever had grabbed her and struck something sharp. Crying out in pain, she looked down and saw that her shorts were caught on a run nail sticking from the woodwork. "Damn it," she cursed, more from fear than pain. A long scratch ran across the heel of her hand, already bleeding with blood. Swearing again, she wiped her hand on the hoodie and reached down to remove her shorts from the nail, then passed the rest of the way through the door. "Kevin, you're such a good blood bag. Thank you so much for feeding your queen. Your blood is delicious, and I am happy that you are letting me drink it." Yeah, just gotta warn the serial killer. Just in case, I'm not worth your time, trust me. Nobody will miss me. So if the serial killer is wearing a mask, say you sure that I'll be the one chasing. Jojo thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are you? I'm having a wonderful night. Thank you for asking. We are reading creepypastas. Oh no, Volpa, I know it gets a little bit to get used to it. She took a couple of steps inside, then stopped and played her light around. The interior looked like something out of an old horror film. Large, round torches undulated around the room, on whose walls hung antique steel brackets. At one time, they would have held torches, but now contained long, neglected lanterns, blanketed in a thick layer of dust. As the light swept through the room, it brushed over rows of storage niches that held the ashes of the dead. Over each one stood a brass nameplate. Most were covered in a rough green film. Benjamin, Antonio, Samuel, Desmond. The name continued in rows around the interior. She moved over to one archway that contained only 3 blocks. As her light illuminated each one, she felt a chill as she read Ruth Marcovelle, Constance Marcovelle, and Lucy Marcovelle. Here were the remains of the 3 girls that Vincenzo had murdered all those years ago. She felt a sudden pang of sadness at how innocent these young girls had been, and how they were betrayed so terribly by the very man who should have protected them. Reaching out, she touched the cold metal of each block in turn, saying a silent prayer. She lingered a moment more, then turned away. Thank you for reminding me to drink catfish. Her foot struck something that went clattering across the stone floor. Startled, Stacy shone the light in the direction of the sound to find an empty beer can resting against the side of a large structure at the center of the room. Gradually raising her light from the floor, she could make out a large marble sarcophagus. She cautiously moved over it and ran one hand over the smooth surface of the stone, her fingers making a trail in the thick layer of dust. The tomb itself was unremarkable. The rectangular slab was featureless, except for a single word carved into the marble in blood letters. Vincenzo. Oh yeah, Volpo of coffee is like very bad, but keep yourself covered. Like you need to stay comfy and rest so you can heal. Hello Jeff, welcome. How are you? We're reading creepypastas. No wait, what do you mean you don't have COVID? I thought you were sick. Oh no, fuck, sorry, I got it mixed. Daily I think is the one that has COVID. Oh, Volpo, I really want the temperature here too, honestly. Yes, Daily is the one that is sick. So, here it was, the infamous child killer herself. She stared at the tomb, and for a moment the slab aside, rising up with bleached bones and dry, papery flesh, reaching for her to join him in his eternal sleep. She let out a nervous laugh. Oh yeah, here we reach like 41 degrees. A football. That's very sleek. Okay, Vince, hope you're not camera shy, she said as she turned off the flashlight that set the camera up to selfie. Turning her back on the tomb, she held her phone out in front of her. She could see the sarcophagus behind her and lined it up in the shot. She thought for a moment, then held up the middle finger of her left hand as a special gift for Trina. She was about to push the photo button when something moved behind her on the screen. She was sure of it. A grey, shadowy mass went from left to right in the space between her and the sarcophagus. Turning to look, her eyes darting back and forth, she pointed the light in the same direction, but could see nothing except the rows of burial niches lining the wall behind her. She swallowed, then licked her lips. Probably some animal, she thought, not entirely convinced. Stacy lifted the phone once again, now wanting to be done with the whole thing. Her hand trembled as she snapped the photo. The flash strobed a few times, then stopped. Lifting her fingers to rub her eyes, she cursed. Damn it! Good job, Stacy. She could see nothing but a mass of bobbing white dots. She blinked a few times, then tapped on her conversation with Trina. Quickly, I took the photo and sent it. Still trying to blink away the dots, she held the phone out in front of her like a flashlight and began to move. It buzzed before she'd taken a more than a couple of steps. Lol. Good job, Stace, but it doesn't count. She lifted one eyebrow and that back, but her talking boat. Why doesn't it count? The deal was for you to do it alone. You cheated. Huh? She said, then typed, I am alone. Neither of you had enough guts to do this with me, remember? Huh? I know it. That's just right. She could see the large doors at the other end of the room and turned toward them. She could have put 4 steps when her phone started to vibrate. Trina was calling her. What do you want, Trina? This really isn't the best time. Get out of there now, Stacy. She sounded nervous. What do you think I'm trying to do? Did you think I planned to camp out here? Stacy, seriously, there's someone else in there with you. Just get out now. Stop it, Trina. It's creepy. It's creepy enough in this place without you trying to scare me. Stop being a shithead. Stacy, I mean it. Look at the picture. There's something. She hung up. Trina could be such a jerk. She could see Corey pulling a stunt like that, but not her. There's someone in here with you, Stacy said in a mocking, high-pitched voice. She chuckled, but she felt her heart rate spinning up. She now looked at the photo before seeing it, but now she felt a sickness rising from the bottom of her stomach as a trembling finger hovered over the screen and tapped the message that contained the picture. The photo went from 2 full sides, and when she stood there, drained the blood from her face, left her tongue filling like sandpaper. She was in the foreground with Vincenzo's tomb behind her, but standing by the foot to the right of it was a figure. She wasn't sure if it was male or female, but it was large, and it had one dark hand resting on the tomb. Its facial features were distorted in a wash of grey and black, but its eyes were like deep, black pits. The figure's other hand looked to be holding something with a handle that ended in a long curve. It looked like some type of blade. It looked like a sickle. Stacy could feel adrenaline coursing through as a voice that sounded like the crunch of dry, dead leaves is in her ear. Mary. The scream that came from her was like no sound she had made before. The phone fell from her hand, and instantly the room was cloaked in blackness. She ran, charging headlong into the darkness, not caring what was in front of her. She managed only 7 strides before slamming face first into one of the walls. Disoriented, she shook her head and held up a hand to her nose. She tasted the blood as it ran down her lip. She no longer had any idea where the door was. For a moment, she thought it had vanished, that whatever was in here with her had sealed her in forever, so it could kill her at its leisure. Then, as she twisted her head around in panic, she saw a thin strip of light in the darkness ahead. It wasn't far, a relief flooded through her. Thank God, she thought. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Then she was falling. Something pushed her hard on her back, and she went sprawling forward, her ankle twisting. She heard a snap as she hit the marble floor. The pain was excruciating as she cried out, rolling over into her back. She gripped her leg to her chest. No, she pleaded to the darkness, tears blurring her vision. I'm sorry, please, I'll go. I'll leave right now. Just please don't hurt me. The crypt remained silent in response. Her ankle throbbed, but her fear won out of the pain, and she tried to push herself up. She didn't get far before something shoved her back down again. This time, the force didn't go away, as if a heavy body was sitting on her. She next felt something cold pressing against her throat, and knew that it was Vincenzo's sickle. Then the breathing returned, that dry, dread, inhaling and exhaling right beside her ear. Just one more. The voice sounded like it came from inside her head. She could hear the satisfaction in the thing's words at finally getting what it had so longed before, the last of an unbroken bloodline. Stacy was not going to die in this terrible area, in this terrible place. She heaved with both her arms to lever herself up, but the more she tried, the more pressure the apparition put on her body. She could feel the frigid blade cutting into the side of her neck. She tried to kick her legs, but the pressure on her chest was too much, and she was quickly running out of air. Thoughts danced and popped in front of her eyes. Desperately, she flailed her arms out, looking for something, anything that could help her. She began to weaken. She tried to scream again, but nothing came out. Then, her right hand did something. Just a small, blinking orange light in the dark. Her cell phone. She snatched it up and struck it blindly at where she thought the thing's head was. She hit something solid and heard a satisfying crunch. Terrible breathing turned into a pain-filled hiss, and the pressure on her body vanished. She coughed and gasped for air, then tried to stand. Her broken ankle wouldn't support her weight, and she fell back down, dropping their phone again. She crawled the last few feet to the door, crying uncontrollably. She put her hand on the edge of the frame and pulled herself into the thin strip of moonlight that leaked through the opening. Again, the monster's voice echoed in the chamber, louder this time. Mary! She thrust madly fight outside the mausoleum. But then something grabbed the back of her hair. She screamed and thrashed, but her hair wouldn't come free. Panicking, she reached back to fight off the entity, but felt sharp metal instead. Her eyes opened wide in realization. It was the same nail that had cooked on her sword. On the way in, she quickly grabbed the tight weight of her hair just in front of the nail and pulled as hard as she could. There was a ripping sound as it tore free. Then, with tears and snot running down her face, she reached out and grabbed a handful of weights, pulled herself into a kneeling position, and scrambled from the mausoleum. Sarah Needle Mouse, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. We're reading creepypastas tonight. She wanted to stand and run, but her ankle wouldn't let her, so she crawled as fast as she could across the dew-soaked grass. Stacy didn't know if the thing was behind her or not, but she didn't care. She just wanted to get far away from this terrible place and the nightmare it contained. Then a hand grabbed her leg. She shrieked and kicked furiously, but the entity was too strong and the pain in her ankle was too great. Her nails clawed the ground for purchase, and it pulled her back along the damp ground. She looked around in desperation for anything that she could use as a weapon, but there was nothing but the cold grass. A weight settled on her back, and an unseen hand jerked her head back. The last thing Stacy Chapman heard as the cool metal of the blade slid across her throat was 3 whispered words. Just one more. The boy strode quickly down the dirt road. The night around him was quiet. He tore off his black robe as he went holding it away so as not to get blood stains on his clothes, and wrapped it around the old hand cycle. He smiled, remembering what it felt like when the blade sunk into her flesh, like something was complete. It felt good. He wished it didn't have to be Stacy, but she was what the monster required. The end of the bloodline. It had to be her. Cory walked a short way into the woods beside the road, dug a hole with his hands, and dropped in the bloody rope. He was swinging up whether to bury the sickle to or toss into the quarry on his way home when his phone buzzed. Cory, answered the phone. As I can't get through to Stacy. Where are you? I looked at Trina's message, then at the sickle lying in the dirt. Just one more. I like this one. This one was a pretty good story, not gonna lie. It kept me on the edge. Michael Stering, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. How are you? Hello, Archie. Oh, you're drunk. Please make sure to eat so you're not like drinking alcohol with your stomach empty, and please drink lots of water because it helps get your body rid of the alcohol. Take care, don't do anything stupid, and please always stay with friends. And don't drive, of course. Oh, burgers, nice. I like burgers. Hi Deku, welcome. How are you? We just finished reading creepypasta. I'm doing alright. makes for a good slasher story. Of course, I'll have to change some details, but like, you know, so a killer that pretends to be the ghost of someone, or literally just, the ghost of someone hunting a cemetery. Pretty simple concept, can make for great stories. Oh, you guys want one more story? Just one more. Like the story we just read, I guess. One more. Okie dokie. Okay. Do you guys want a specific kind of story? Gob21, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are you? Because we have like we can sort them by category. Okay, let's do some. Sort by rating highest. Okay, news from the gas station. This will be our. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, what do you mean? Estimated reading time 75 minutes. Oh Jesus Christ, that's a long one. Okay. Let's change it. How about that? On a hill. This one. Oh fuck. They're all very long. Can I? Okay, this one's short. Perfect. I don't know if there's a vampire category, but I guess yes. I think. Ruben! Hello! How are you? Okay, we'll read Scorpion River. I'd always been afraid of Scorpion River ever since I was 8. I'd gone with my aunt, uncle, and older cousin into the wilderness of southern Arizona, where we'd spend 2 nights in the rickety blue camper. We weren't alone. Around 10 other families joined us for that December weekend. The adults sat around the fire, sipping stories of better days, back when the economy was stable and kids respected their elders. The 7 or so of us children quickly grew aboard with the talk and went exploring. Bye, Nino. Good night. Doing fine, Ruben. Thank you for asking. To call Scorpion River a river was an overstatement. Water only ran there once or twice a year. The rest of the time it was just an expanse of sand, campsite was close to the river, yet the sandy cliffs meant that one had to fight through half a mile of cat claws and ancient mesquite trees to get to it. Oh. Sorry, my cat. My cat is hitting me with her head. And she wants to scratch its knees. Mentina. No, non posso accendere il ventilatore. No, Mentina fa rumore, non posso. My cat wants me to turn on the fan. Yet, every day without fail, we'd make the trip. It was worthy to play games of tag in the flat sand, or to make forts below the huge cottonwoods which lined that part of the river. Every time an adult would come with us, much to our annoyance, to make sure we kept the stretch of the cottonwoods. The only time we were allowed to leave that was when the group of adults decided to hike to what we called the funnel. The funnel was a natural rock formation, a vertical tunnel cut up through the cliffs on the other side of the river. It was a pipe of smooth, reddish stone which seemed to lead up into the sky itself. It was easily my favorite part of the trip. The only thing I didn't like was getting there. To reach the funnel, we had to pass through what I called the Raven Forest. Here, the trees are close together, the bark blackened by some ancient fire. Every time we went through, the screeching of ravens would fill the air. The light played tricks on your eyes, making it seem as if there were figures standing in the shadows. As I grew older, the feeling of unease grew too. I began to hear whispering in the trees, voices always too low to be understood, but distinctly unfriendly. I spoke about it to my cousin, Jade, but she dismissed it, telling me it was my imagination. Every year, more and more strange things would happen, explainable, but just strange enough to put me on the edge. Nothing stayed where we put it. Cupboard doors would open and close of their own accord. The campfire would sometimes flare without warning. My aunt and uncle once brought their German Shepherd, thinking he would have a fun time running with the kids. For the entire trip, he stayed close to camp, whimpering whenever we attempted to get him to come down there to the river with us. As strange as things got, nothing that right out of the ordinary happened. Not until one year, the year Jade and I turned 18, when my 16-year-old cousin, Mason, decided to come camping with us. He was a tall youth, big for his age, a football player with something to prove. As there were 3 of us, and we were older now, my aunt and uncle decided we could go out by ourselves. Every chance we got, we went down to the river to explore, no longer hindered by the younger children. Nice sandwich. Happy that you're eating good sandwiches. Jane and Mason often got annoyed with me, as I always refused to enter the Raven Forest. Jane wanted to climb the trees, as she was going through a gymnastic phase, while Mason wanted to prove he wasn't afraid of an old, spooky forest. One evening, The two could not stand it anymore and told me they were going in, whether I came with them or not. I declined, and the two disappeared into the woods, leaving me alone at the edge of the river. Hello, meow. I'm doing fine. How about you? We're reading creepypasta tonight. I sat down on the little cliff and waited as the sun began to sink below the tree line. Gradually became aware of a horrible smell coming from a nearby stand of bushes. I grew curious and went to investigate. The bushes were low and thorny, forcing me to crawl to get through. I crawled on hands and knees over the uneven ground, without stopping when my fingers touched something soft. I took out my phone flashlight and shone it on the ground. Hello, Angel. Welcome. Yeah, we're doing some creepypasta reading ASMR tonight. And I'm happy that you're doing good, meow. Instantly, I was moving backward, ignoring the thorns which tore in my hair, for, lying on the ground, was a pile of dead songbirds, heads missing, surrounded by blood and dents. I pulled myself to the edge of the river and stayed there, breathing hard, trying not to throw up. Hello, Ali. Oh, nice, Robin. Happy to hear that. Several minutes later, my cousin returned, talking and laughing. This time when they saw me sitting on the cold ground, shivering. What happened? Jade asked. I numbly pointed towards the stand of trees. The two of them went over to look, returning a moment later, faces grave. Sammy, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. How are you? Hello. Pasta Villain, thank you so much for the following as well. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. I hope you're doing fine too. I'm doing average. I'm doing better than earlier tonight. Had not the greatest evening, let's put it like that. But I'm doing fine now. What would do that? I asked. Some kind of predator, she suggested. You know, like a fox, coyote, something. I would just spot them up like that. There must be 50 of them, and all lined up in a circle like... Let's leave. Mason interrupted. It's almost dark. Of the atmosphere here, how are you? Happy that you do love it here. We are, usually, my streams are a bit scuffed, and I do bring a lot of, horror stories. I do enjoy them a lot, and I'm doing fine, yeah. Now I'm doing fine, thank you for asking. Dumbledore, you're a very good blood bag. What a delicious smell that I can sniff from your blood. And the taste is also very, very nice. Thank you for feeding your queen. Mwah. Yeah, everybody's treating me with extra snacks, I guess. We started towards the other side of the river, walking at first, then running. I really think we're overreacting, she said. When we reached the other side and paused to catch our breath, there must be some logical explanation. Maybe they just happened to be there and weren't arranged like it seemed. Did any of us look very hard? pets were missing. Mesa said. Explained that. They might have rotten away. The longer we talked, the more reasonable the birds seemed. After around 10 minutes of proposing theories, we were calm. Mason decided to try climbing the cliff to get to camp instead of going through the riverbed, which was muddy from a recent rain. He'd just got a new pair of red Converse and didn't want them ruined. Jude and I, knowing how many thorn bushes were between us and camp, decided to go down the river before going up the cliff. Happy to hear that, Dora. Oh, and I do love horror stories too. I actually read a lot before going to bed, and surprisingly, I do not have nightmares about them. I'm a weird vampire. We split up. Once we were about halfway up the path, we heard the rustling in the bushes. Thinking it was a deer, we ignored it and continued. Jade stopped to tie her shoe. We should go up to the funnel, she said, bending down. By ourselves? I asked, scared yet a little excited. Yeah, that'd be... I stopped. Behind her, the thorn bushes, was a dark shape. It was hunched, humanoid. Though, in the growing darkness, it was hard to make out details. Glanced at Jade. When I looked back, it was gone. What is it? Jade asked. I pointed. There was something there. It probably was Mason. She stood up. Hey, Mason, get out here and stop trying to scare us. Oh, come on, he called. I was relieved, and I stepped out of the woods on the other side of the trail. There was no way he could have moved that fast and that quietly. I tried to explain what I'd seen to the two of them, but he just laughed it off. It's Tanenashi. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. How are you? We spent the night around the campfire, listening to my uncle play guitar. That night, nothing strange happened, and we all awoke early, eager to go on our trip. We left just after the sun rose over the cliffs. In the daylight, the forest was decidedly less creepy. We went around half a mile down the river before climbing the cliff. This was the first time we've done it alone, but we were confident we knew the way. Doing fine, thank you for asking. Well, I'm a bit tired, but it's probably because it's 1:30 in the night for me. Hello, Flex. How are you? At first, everything went pretty well. We found a little trail and started towards the cliff ahead, but pretty soon I began to notice that this part of the forest was unfamiliar. The trees were even closer together than usual, and even though the sun was by now high in the sky, it seemed dark. Then the coyotes began. Mentina, no, Aya. My cat is assaulting me. She grabbed my butt with her little paws, trying to, I don't know, scratch me. But she wants to play. Pretty sure she wants to play. Allora, ci mettiamo. Thank you for reminding me to stretch. That it. I'll do it right now. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome, welcome.
Sashiro, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are ya?
Okay.
Hopefully my cat won't interrupt my reading again. Then the coyotes began howling, though I knew they weren't dangerous to humans. It was still eerie hearing them in the distance. Maybe we should go back, I suggested. Nah, Jade said. We can still find the funnel. Let's just get off this path. It should be like a mile west of here. I'll go first, Mrs. said. I've got a leather jacket and you don't. When we left the path, I thought I heard the whispering, though it was hard to hear over the racket my cousin was making by breaking a path through the trees for us. Because my cat likes to be very stealthy. I'm a vampire. Can't you see the teethy? Yeah, very pointy teeth. And doing fine, Lex. Thank you for asking. Finally, we reached a small stream bed, long since dried up, yet not overgrown. A minute or two later, we reached the funnel. We all knew instantly it wasn't the one we were used to. It was smaller, yet went further into the cliff face, more of a canyon than a tunnel. And we entered it. As we entered it, I noticed something far up near the top, around 200 feet above us. It was too far away to make out what it was, so I decided to climb a little way up the side of the other side of the canyon. Thank you for reminding me to drink, Flex. No, I'm not an elf. I'm just a vampire. Water. The new model is still a vampire. Guys, I'm not rebranding. It's just an updated model. A better version of Hanzo. I'm still a vampire. Still a queen. Still have pointy ears. Still have the same colors basically. Just have wings. Yeah, still have the fluffy ears. Meanwhile, Jade and Mason went farther into the canyon. I could hear them talking as I climbed as far up the wall as I could get. As I still couldn't see what it was, I decided to take a picture with my phone. I pointed it and snapped the picture, deciding to see if my uncle, who was into photography, could somehow enhance it. I started to climb down and tripped. I landed hard on the floor of the funnel, glad for my thick coat. I heard rustling in the bushes to my left and waited to hear the others laughing at my clumsiness, yet no sound came. Hi, Mike! Oh, a surprise. What's a surprise? I love surprises. And yes, it's a new and improved Hanzo. My favorite console. It's PlayStation 2, by far. Followed by, I'd probably say Nintendo DS and 3DS because I have a lot of great memories with them. Donut51, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are you? Okay, dokie. I will hold on. How was the stream, Riri? I hope it went well, and I hope you had a lot of fun. Oh, Winnie, you nudged me this time. Riri, hello. Riri. Sei tanto carina. Bugs Boy Gamer Kyle, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang. And Oratalia, thank you so much. And Lord Lapis too, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, guys. Now to say tanto carina, Riri. Oh, you're going on vacation, Riri. Oh, hi, Nico. Hello, Maki. Riri, have a great vacation. I'll be hiding under your bed. So, like, you know, I'll be spying on you. Wink. Yeah, lol indeed. Oh, sorry guys, I'm having problems with the sound alerts not showing up on the stream, but I can hear them. It's a weird situation. I'm still trying to find the fix. Yeah, this time I'll be the one hiding under the bed. Usually it's 3D. We're switching. Oh, Aura, don't worry. I can hear the sounds. So for the time being, while I'm trying to fix whatever problem is the one I'm having, I'll be the one doing the sounds for you. So if like you redeem something, it's not wasted. I'll just mimic the sound. Yeah, I'll be on their bed if Riri wants to, of course. Well, thanks. Yay. Yeah, this is me dancing while I wait for Riri to get out of the shower. Where are you going on vacation, Riri, if I can ask? Like, mountain, the sea, a lake. No vacations for me this year, I'm afraid. Oh, no vacation to deck. I'm not going on vacation either. I'll be taking a break, probably on like August too. Don't know if 1 or 2 weeks yet, but like, you know, I'd like to take a little break. But enjoy your break, really. You deserve it. You really do. You're welcome. I forgot. For those that don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am Hanzo-Chan, a vampire queen. I mainly do ASMR streams, and tonight we are reading creepypastas and scary stories. It's okay, Bulbo. It's just a break. Then come back. Guys, I called. We're up ahead. Jade replied faintly. I started to go after them, having to squeeze space between the trees and under the bushes, which clung stubbornly to the dirt floor of the funnel, suddenly had a feeling of being watched. Again, branches cracked. I wanted to turn and tell whoever it was to cut it out, but my body wouldn't respond. I froze as the sound grew closer and closer. The whispering increased in volume. Then the spell was broken as Mason called my name. The frozen feeling disappeared as I turned, ready to confront whatever it was. Nothing was there. I hurried to join my cousin, who stood below the object on the funnel wall. From here, it was apparent that it was a bit bigger than it was. Something dripped from it, leaving trails of dark liquid on the pale wall. Around it circled several ravens. Oh, don't worry guys, I bite only if you give me consent. I'm a friendly vampire after all. I know why, Kevin. If it's hurting, you'd better go to the doctor and check it. Oh, of course, ready. I know you want me to bite you. I will gladly do that. Oh, yeah, no, Kevin. Like, if it hurts too much, please call the doctor, get it checked. Cause in the, I don't know, your urgency. We have if it's night, we have services for urgent, interesting medical assistance. That it's not like straight up the hospital. Oh Mike, don't worry. Again, I will bite only with consent. That's not true, Archie. You offered it. I just took a little sip, you know. Oh, then I don't know what you could do. Do you have some sprays for cleaning the ear? My only suggestion would be to put some ice on it and as soon as you can, call the doctor and get it checked. It might be nothing dangerous, but you never know. A little bit of ice, fresh water. You can. Oh no, wait! I just remembered. If you have chamomile tea, something that my boyfriend usually does when his ears are hurting, he puts on some hot water and makes chamomile tea. Then he dips some cloth in it and then puts it over his ear, and he says it helps. So you might want to try that. I unfortunately am not a medical expert, so I can't give you any more advice than this. If only my friend that's studying medicine would be here, you could ask him, but it's a bit busy with exams. Think that's a nest? Jade asked before I could tell them what had happened. Maybe, Mr. replied, shading his eyes. We stayed there for a few moments, trying to make out what it was before growing bored. Raised you to the entrance, Mason called. I ran off through the trees, ignoring the thorny bushes. Jade and I followed more slowly, knowing we couldn't beat him. Then, with the sound of our own footsteps, I became aware of a distant voice, rising and falling in some sort of haunting song. It sounded female, but there was something unnatural about it, as if we were hearing a recording played backward. Do you hear that? Jade asked. I knew that ran to the entrance of the funnel where we met Mason. "Did you hear singing?" I asked. "No," he replied. "What are you talking about? Didn't you hear anything?" She shook her head. "No, we should head back." It's okay, Sabi. You all should be going to bed and resting after all. I'm here to make you sleep. Hello, Yelian. How are you? Welcome. We were then confronted by a problem. We didn't know exactly how to get back to the river without having to push our way through the thorn bushes. Finally, we had no choice but to start moving. Mason led the way, pushing through thorns and bushes without care. Jane and I followed more slowly, carefully avoiding the worst of the thorns. A few minutes, the two of us were separated from him. We found ourselves in a circle of thorned bushes with no easy way out. "Mason!" I called. He didn't respond, though we couldn't have gotten more than 10 feet ahead. We sat down, deciding he'd come back eventually. The feeling of unease began to grow. Finally, Jade spoke, voice small and quivering. "I don't think we're alone," she said. I nodded, feeling my muscles begin to lock with fear. From the direction of the funnel came the sound of something pushing through the trees. Jade's eye met with mine, and I knew she could hear it too. "We need to get out of here," I said, eyeing the thorns which surrounded us. For some reason, I had no idea how it got inside the little clearing. The sounds were growing louder, along with the spirits purring. All at once, I realized something. The voices had never been threatening me. They'd been trying to warn me. I got to my feet and pulled Jade up. "We're leaving," I said. "Doing fine, Alien. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang." Right, we are reading creepypasta right now. I think we're like almost at the end of it though. I pushed through the bushes, ignoring the stinging of the cuts the thorns left on my arms and face. Jade followed and ran through the forest. At one point, I tripped and Jade pulled me to my feet. Behind us, the sounds were growing closer and more urgent. The voices weren't whispering anymore, they were screaming. For what seemed like 1,000 years, we ran through the forest. Though it was only a mile, it felt like 100. Finally, we ran out into the river, nearly knocking over Manson. The voices stopped, along with the crashing of whatever was piercing us. "Where were you?" he asked, as we tried to catch our breath. "I've been calling for you for hours." "Hours?" I asked. "We're in the bar for more than 20 minutes. He shook his head. I was just about to go get help. I noticed that the sun, directly overhead when we'd left the funnel, was beginning to set. Jade laughed. "The sun a little too high. I must have looked dumb," she said, "running from nothing like that." "Nothing?" I asked. "We must have imagined it. Really, Jade? It was probably just some animal." Bye, Archie. Get some good sleep and sweet dreams. Thank you so much for the lurk, and I hope that you can fall asleep soon and sleep well. Mwah. We started walking back to camp, and soon I began to believe we'd imagined whatever had happened to us. I heard the sound of the singing and ignored it, deciding I was imagining it again. Then an I noticed that the other two were looking at me in horror. They could hear it too. We began running, not stopping until we reached the camp. When we told our story, the adults just laughed, blaming it on overactive imaginations. My uncle, who had been visiting the area since he was a child, claimed there was no second funnel. Nate Slasty, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are you? We soon picked up and drove home. As it was late by the time we reached our hometown, I decided to spend the night with Jade and go to my house the following morning. While we were there, I remembered the picture I had taken of the thing in the funnel. I asked my uncle to enhance it, and he agreed. There'll probably be a nest, he said as he worked. He probably disturbed the ravens, which decided to chase you off. I didn't agree, though I didn't say so. Oh, kids, he continued with a smile. I used to be like you. One time, I remember thinking. He stopped, the smile disappearing instantly. He got up and backed away from the computer. Then he turned and ran for the phone. Jane and I looked at the now enhanced picture. The thing was not a nest. In fact, it was a body, headless, like the birds we'd seen in the tree grove. Through the picture, though the picture was still blurry, the jacket the figure wore was unmistakably black leather. On his feet was a pair of bright red Converse. Just then, the doorbell rang. Girls, my aunt called. Mason is here. Oh, that was a good one. Nika Cookie 15, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Vampire Gang, how are you? Sammy, good night. Have a great sleep and sweet dreams. Bye bye. Yeah, I like this one. This one was like a good story. I'll be going, I think now, because I'm a bit exhausted. I didn't sleep well, partially because of my boyfriend, but you know, it was hot, very hot. He still wanted to sleep in the same bed as me, and my bed is a single bed, so like we were cramped and sweaty, and I didn't sleep much. And then my uncle came to visit, and then the evening kinda wasn't the best, but yeah, I'll go earlier than usual again today, so I can get some rest. Okay, let's see. Who can we raid? Let me see. Okay, we can raid one of my sisters, Seraphir. She's streaming Temtem, so please make sure to lower your volume so that you don't get blasted with like the loud music or like a loud voice. As always, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow with another stream. Hopefully I'll be less exhausted than today. So, as usual, here is the raid command. You can copy and paste my socials, and you can join my Discord. And last but not least, if you want to get me a little gift, here's my throne. Thank you so